CFA was not well known in India then, there was also used to be that Indian CFA. So there was always that confusion. Kid of that age, it sounds very sexy. Investment banking है, तो you know you do big deals and whatnot. So मैं सोचा कि इसको पढ़ता है. I was a overqualified बेरोजगार that time, trying to do thing but was not making any money. I still remember my first class was an executive MBA class. I was about 24 then. Average age of the class was 35. वो 2 बैच कंबाइंड करके क्लास बैठा था, तो बिग ऑडिटोरियम, तो मेरी पूरी फटी पड़ी थी. सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंट वेज इन विच यू कैन मेक मनी. एवरीवन नीड्स टू फिगर आउट देयर ओन स्टाइल एंड देन हैव टू हैव दैट कन्विक्शन इन देयर ओन स्टाइल.
नाउ टू बी ऑनेस्ट, ये एपिसोड मेरा सबसे फेवरेट एपिसोड है फॉर वन सिंपल रीज़न. आज मैं आपको अपने मेंटोर से इंट्रोड्यूस करवा रहा हूँ, जिनका नाम है उत्कर्ष जैन. अगर मैं उत्कर्ष सर के जर्नी के बारे में क्विक हाईलाइट दूँ कि आपको पॉडकास्ट क्यों देखना चाहिए, तो एक स्टोरी है चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट की हु हैज़ गॉन थ्रू अ रोलर कोस्टर राइड. चाहे वो गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम्स हो, चाहे वो रनिंग अ फैमिली बिजनेस हो, चाहे वो अनएम्प्लॉयड रहना फॉर अ स्मॉल फेज, और वहाँ से स्टार्ट करते हुए ही हैज़ रीच्ड अ प्लेस वेयर ही इज़ रनिंग अ वेरी सक्सेसफुल एडटेक कंपनी. Not just that, he's also consultant to a lot of people in the field of investment management and advisory. पर ये स्टोरी यहाँ तक ही नहीं है, इसके बियॉन्ड भी जाती है टूवर्ड्स एंजल इन्वेस्टिंग, मतलब स्टार्टअप्स में इन्वेस्ट करना. सो देयर इज अ लॉट टू अनपैक. मैं यही कहूँगा कि बकल अप, यू गॉट अ फैंटास्टिक पॉडकास्ट ऑन द वे. वेलकम टू लेवल अप पॉडकास्ट. हाउ आर यू? हाउ हैज इट बीन गोइंग लेटली?
Doing okay, I guess. Just usual day so far.
ओके, ग्रेट. तो सर, यू नो, मैं आपको काफ़ी टाइम से जानता हूँ, ऑलमोस्ट मोर देन हाफ अ डिकेड नाउ. और जब मैंने अपनी करियर की शुरुआत की थी, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पैक्टफुल मेंटर्स में से आप एक हो. कंप्लीटेड माई FRM विथ यू एंड देन ऑन माई CFA ट्रैक. लेकिन खुद का बायस बाहर रखते हुए मैंने अपने टीम को बोला था कि यार सर के ऊपर एक रिसर्च करो टू गेट मैक्सिमम वैल्यू आउट ऑफ इट, ताकि एक ब्रॉडर ऑडियंस जो हमारे व्यूअर्स है 18 ईयर्स से लेके 35-40 तक, सबके लिए एप्लीकेबल रहे. सो इंटरेस्टिंगली हमारी टीम जब आपके लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल पे गई, दे गॉट टू नो योर 5 पर्सोनास यू हैव हाईलाइटेड. एक है एजुकेटर, इन्वेस्टर, एंटरप्रेन्योर, बाइकर एंड ट्रैवलर. तो आज की शुरुआत इसी से करते हैं, इन 5 पर्सोनास के साथ. चलिए शुरू करते हैं.
Okay. Sure. What do you want to know?
ठीक है, एजुकेटर से स्टार्ट करते हुए. सो
वेयर वो लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल जो है ना, वो आई हैड दैट. सो फॉर इयर्स आई वाज ट्राइंग नॉट टू डू माई लिंक्डइन बिकॉज एंड आई slowly started believing that a lot of thing on LinkedIn is signaling. It's like showing off, right? I have this, I have that. But I had this one particular night of motivation where I thought like maybe I should have a decent profile. So I wrote that, and now I'm thinking maybe I should take it back.
So that was not the intention. But yeah, I mean in a way it helps. मुझे personally LinkedIn ने जितने opportunities लाई है, right from collaborating with brands to getting invitation as guest lecturer now. So it has worked really well in B2B segment that way. But yes, coming to the starting phase of your journey as an educator, तो you started off as a chartered accountant. तो तभी आपके मन में कुछ एक विजन था कि यार चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बनूंगा, कुछ करूंगा, प्रैक्टिस वगैरह थी या कुछ और प्लान था?
इतना सब नहीं होता है. Actually, so I'm from Aurangabad, right? And I don't know if I've never told this story to anyone. So what happened is I studied in Marathi medium, and in my 10th standard I was not good at Vignan 2. We used to have Vignan 1, Science 1, Science 2.
Science 1, Science 2.
I wasn't good at Science 2. And then someone told me, if you're not good at science, anyways, a lot of these career areas, engineer, doctor, anyways नहीं बन सकते. So then you have to do something either in commerce or arts. और उस टाइम पे my mother used to run a shop. कपड़े का दुकान था हमारा. So हमारे एक CA हुआ करते थे, समदानी सर, औरंगाबाद में. And I noticed that like my mother otherwise is a very like strong woman. But the only person she used to be like extremely fearful, respectful, you know like that behavior, that used to be our CA. तो मैं जब भी जाता था देखता था कि अच्छा ये समदानी अंकल को थोड़ा ज़्यादा इज्जत देती है. That was my trigger for CA. I was like, ठीक है, maybe someday someone would respect me like that. So CA शुरू किया, not knowing what it's going to be. I mean, how many people really know when you start something? Like, did you know all the things that you did, right? You don't really know it. You just do it. And then somewhere along the line, I felt like maybe it's not for me. Especially, I think during that articleship phase, where I felt like maybe I should explore something else. That's when then I discovered other stuff.
So coming to what you have discovered till now, if you had the chance to go back and start your career again, तो आपका फिर अब मास्टर प्लान क्या रहता?
Okay. And I don't want to get in trouble in saying this, but probably मैं CA नहीं करता. See, CA is great in a way that it teaches you hard work, right? It teaches you insane amount of work ethics. But there are certain parts of CA that I did not like. For example, you have to memorize Income Tax Act and service tax and customs and whatnot. अभी तो नहीं है. I think if I could go back and reverse engineer, maybe I would go study hard sciences. So I would study maybe physics, I would study maths, any of this, because I feel like everyone, especially I love finance, right? And if you want to have a career in finance and if you have a hard science base, it becomes easier. Because then you understand things on like very first principle basis. So I would go to school and then maybe do 11th, 12th science, take maths and then see what next.
Interesting. यूजुअली नोशन ऐसे देखा जाता है कि साइंस और कॉमर्स या फिनेंस काफ़ी अलग चीज़ें हैं.
हाँ.
बट trying to understand your perspective, how do they connect?
And they connect in a lot of different ways because physics or maths, these are laws of nature. Accounting is a man-made law, if you think about it. I think once you're fundamentally strong, like I truly believe if you're good at maths or if you're good at any of the hard sciences, it becomes much more easier to have a successful finance career. In fact, in like my last 13, 14 years of teaching, I've seen engineers generally end up doing better at CFA and FRM than commerce graduates, at least intuitively, because as a teacher, you see them in the class, right? And you know that, okay, this kid is smart, he's getting what you're trying to say. Generally, maths background people end up doing better. They also are paid better. Engineers, so someone who's in, like, let's say, good college engineer plus CFA level 1, in my opinion, would be paid a little bit better than someone who's BCom plus CFA level 1.
Okay, nice. So it's not all that bad for all the engineers.
Yeah, and see, also this thing, right? Commerce में आप क्या graduate करोगे? क्या बनोगे आप? BCom या BBA? I feel like, especially in Pune University or I've seen Mumbai University syllabus, 3 से 6 महीने का syllabus है जो 3 साल पढ़ा रहे हैं.
अभी 4 साल पढ़ाएंगे इसी साल. So as per the new NEP, अभी डिग्री 3 से 4 साल की हो गई.
तो graduation for commerce will be 4 years.
Yes, BCom.
Yeah, and that's such a massive waste of time if you think about it. If someone decides, let's assume someone is not aware, right? नहीं पता कि, and then they think कि अच्छा मैं BCom seriously करूँगा. What will they study for 3-4 years? That I feel is not a good use of time. Also the reason why so many people want to do CFAs and CMAs and FRM and all of that stuff.
Yes, fair enough. But हाँ, ये काफ़ी एक लेटेस्ट चेंज है. This was piloted in Karnataka, 4 साल का डिग्री.
Is it going to be in Maharashtra as well?
And now, starting this year, it is going to be in Maharashtra.
So you're saying starting 2024, if I have to do BCom, it's going to be a 4-year BCom?
4 year. At least where I teach in BMCC. तो वहाँ पे अभी 4 साल का admission दे.
Really?
Yes.
अच्छा. That's crazy, yaar.
Yeah, क्योंकि मैं खुद अभी students को mentor करने
So are they changing the syllabus or they're going to they're stretching out the same syllabus for 4 years now?
No, they are adding more modules, जैसे research methodologies और बाकी के multidisciplinary थोड़े topics भी आ रहे हैं first year में. So it's going to be more dynamic, more towards understanding what other than commerce is out there. थोड़ा सा उसका base ला रहे हैं. But yeah, the idea is to be at par with now global standard of 4-year degree.
Interesting.
Yes. So you started with your CA, not knowing आगे क्या करना है. Then what all happened that led you into teaching?
Good question. So I started CA. फिर ये CA आर्टिकलशिप शुरू किया. तो मेरे आई वॉज इन बिग 4 फर्म. तो वहाँ पे एक बॉस हुआ करते थे मेरे. नाउ ही इज़ अ फ्रेंड. आई डोंट नो इफ आई शुड टेक द लिबर्टी ऑफ कॉलिंग हिम फ्रेंड, बट वी मीट वंस इन अ वाइल. He used to study this books, and I don't know if I should say this, maybe chup ke, ऐसे ऑफिस में, not chup के, but he used to like find some corner and study this. I used to really admire this guy. So once I checked with him, क्या पढ़ रहे हो वगैरह, and then he said कि ये CFA course होता है ऐसे वैसे. Then I also found out there was one senior in my hostel. I used to live in a hostel that time. He was also, or he had also studied, ऐसे कुछ तो भी उनका स्टोरी था कि US का कोर्स है और ऐसे है, फाइनेंस के जॉब्स मिलते हैं, इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग, एंड for like a kid of that age it sounds very sexy.
Yes.
कि इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग है तो you do big deals and what not. So मैं सोचा कि इसको पढ़ते हैं. By that time I'd figured out I'm good at number related areas. Like I could do anything that involved numbers relatively easily compared to being able to memorize large chunk of theory. तो वहाँ से CFA का शुरुआत हुआ मेरा. Those days it used to be crazy because CFA was not well known in India then. There was also used to be that Indian CFA. So there was always that confusion. So I got myself signed up. CFA जब पढ़ना शुरू किया तब मेरे को बहुत मज़ा आया. Then I felt like okay, I'm on to something that I might enjoy. So I studied CFA. CA ख़त्म हो गया, CFA भी more or less with some gap ख़त्म हुआ. Then जॉब करना है. So जॉब करने के लिए गए हम दिल्ली. वहाँ पे एक जगह पे जॉब मिला. जॉब करते करते I don't know why I had that. So actually a friend of mine, she was writing civil services exam that time. So she was like तू भी लिख. So I was like ठीक है लिखेंगे. So I signed up for those UPSC prelims. And luckily in those days you could choose an optional subject in prelims. Now they don't have it those days. I think mine was the last attempt where you can choose commerce as an optional subject. तो वो मैंने choose किया, and then we hardly studied because I had a job that time. And then I took the exam, and unfortunately I passed. Okay. Right? That creates a massive confusion in your head because now you think थोड़ा पढ़ लेगा मैं तो IPS बनेगा, and like I really used to fancy IPS. It's like uniform पहन के तशन करेंगे types. So then I quit. Then I studied for 2-3 months. I wrote those mains exams and I failed. And then I lost motivation. I was like, not for me. And probably also because in that window I had spoken to a lot of people who were already IAS and IPSs, and I figured कि शायद मेरे लिए नहीं है. Then I came back to Pune, and my idea was कि अभी नौकरी वगैरह नहीं करना है, अभी बिजनेस करेंगे. क्या करना है कैसे करना है पता नहीं, कुछ तो भी करना है. So the first instinct that time was कि तब my family had a retail shop in Pune on Lakshmi Road. कपड़े का दुकान था, बचपन नाम से. हम छोटे बच्चे के कपड़े बेच रहे थे. Okay. तो मैं सोचा कि दुकान ही चलाते हैं, इसको कुछ अच्छा करेंगे. So मैंने 3-4 महीने दुकान चलाया. Legit morning में 9 बजे जाओ, अगरबत्ती लगाओ, है ना. I lived that life for 3-4 months. बनिया लाइफ. हाँ, प्रॉपर बनिया लाइफ ना, कि वेट करो 3-4 में. एंड व्हाट हैपेंड इज आई स्टार्टेड अराउंड दिवाली सीजन. दिवाली में कपड़े का दुकान मतलब बढ़िया चलता है ना एकदम. यू हैव कस्टमर्स, यू बिजी. But once Diwali is over, then you have the dry phase, right? Where you have to keep on waiting कि अभी customer आएगा कुछ होगा. Then I was like, I can't do this. ये 3-4 महीने हो गया, अभी ये इससे ज़्यादा मैं नहीं कर सकता. I'm not fitting well into this environment. So फिर वही, then I was experimenting here. I was very confused. This mutual fund distribution, investment banking, which kind of sounds fancy, but वही मैं झोला लेके चाकन एरिया घूमता था, trying to help some of these clients get some debt funding through banks. This phase lasted for 6 months. It was really bad because I was a overqualified berozgar that time. I mean, trying to do thing, but was not making any money whatsoever. And that was kind of building up because my savings were getting exhausted. और फिर ऐसे लग रहा था maybe I might reach a point very soon where I'll probably have to go to my mother and say कि कुछ पैसे दे दो. And she was like, चल दुकान ही ठीक चला रहा था तो. That's when I think multiple things happened at the same time. I got a chance to teach over weekends at some CFA institute. It happened randomly. They needed a teacher for CFA level 2, and apparently at that time there were not enough people, not enough CFAs in Pune, and forget anyone willing to teach, right? So they were like, we'll pay you some 700 rupees an hour, aise kuch to bhi hai. And I was like, that's great. I'm like happiest because that will pay my bills, and I had like some things I wanted to do that time. You're that age, you have these things, yahan pe jana hai, wahan pe jana hai, that kind of expenses. And while I started doing that, and I was just figuring out how to teach and all of that stuff, my teacher from the BCom days had become director at one business school. And he wanted to build a new team of faculty at that business school. And I think being CA helped because he didn't know that time कि CFA वगैरह क्या होता है, but like being a CA helped a lot. And he was like, come on board, we'll be happy to have you. And I'll be like, let me explore, right? Let's see how teaching is. So फिर वहाँ पे गया और then he was like, now that you're here, start teaching. So give me a few classes, and then I still remember my first class was an executive MBA class. I was about 24 then. Average age of the class was 35. और वो 2 बैच combine करके क्लास बैठा था, तो big auditorium. I think 150-200 सब senior लोग बैठे थे, and I was a kid, and I was supposed to talk on global financial crisis.
Okay.
1-1.5 घंटे का क्लास था और मेरी पूरी फटी पड़ी थी कि ये इन सब लोगों को कैसे पढ़ाना, what do you teach them? So then I prepared for a few days. I was like, no matter what, you have to know your shit well. At least even if you're not able to deliver in a particular way or keep audience engaged, at least you know the content well. So I spent a lot of time teaching myself all the nuances, and then I had that session. I was very nervous the whole time, but the session I hope went well, and the audience came and appreciated me after the session कि बहुत मजा आया. And then I was like, अच्छा ये तो आ रहा है, मतलब ये कर सकता है, and this is fun. And then it becomes like a challenge then. Right? You're a teacher yourself, so you know how it works. And then you start teaching one thing after another, one thing after another. And I think that's 15 साल गुजर गए. I'm still doing the same.
Oh, okay, that's nice. So I would say initial inspiration आपकी situation थी, but
yeah, I mean, I never thought I'll be a teacher. I'll be honest. Okay. I was not a good student. I never went to CA classes, and once I went, I was caught watching a movie at the end of the class. मैं ऐसे हाथ में से वो earphones डाल के iPod में movie देख रहा था. तो सर ने मेरी फुल चड्डी उतारी थी. बहुत बड़े सर है पुणे के. I never thought I'll be a teacher, but at times I feel like the career chooses you. You know, like you end up being there and you feel like, okay, this is fun, this is great, let's do it. And in the hindsight, now I'm very glad I made that decision then, because I really enjoy teaching. It's been so long. I speak to a lot of other teacher friends of mine, जो बहुत सारे. After some time, they have this teacher fatigue because they feel I'm teaching the same thing. तो बार वही चीज़ पढ़ा के बोर होता है. I've not experienced that. I still, every class for me is meditative. I mean, so many times it has happened that I'm living in a storm just 5 minutes before the class. Some shit is happening, you know, कुछ हो गया, stock टूट गया या कोई trade गलत बैठ गया, नुकसान हो रहा है. But you enter the class and then, at least for me, I kind of forget everything else. Just forget everything else, and those 2-3 hours is purely blissful. So that way, yeah, I feel lucky I chose that.
Okay, that's nice. So coming to the point जहाँ पे आपने बोला अभी 15 साल हो गए आप सिखा रहे हो. Specifically, this one is for CFA and FRM students. एक कॉमन क्वेश्चन आता है कि क्या मुझे ये कोर्स करना चाहिए, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ क्वालिटीज़ आर रिक्वायर्ड, क्योंकि एक तो ये है द नोशन अराउंड डिफ़िकल्टी लेवल इज काइंड ऑफ स्प्रेडिंग लाइक एनीथिंग. बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स है विच आर गेटिंग स्कैर्ड ऑफ गेटिंग इनटू दिस सेक्टर और मेनली एग्जाम्स. तो फ्रॉम योर पर्सपेक्टिव, स्टूडेंट्स अगर डिसाइड कर रहे हैं कि मुझे CFA FRM करना चाहिए या नहीं, व्हाट शुड दे इंट्रोस्पेक्ट in terms of qualities what they have, and most importantly, who should definitely not get in?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel this whole difficulty of CF and FRM is oversold.
Okay.
I don't think these courses are as difficult as what they are, you know, being sold as being difficult. CFA level 1 now, we see on an average 40% of people who take the exam pass.
Okay.
Right? What's the passing rate at CA? Right? If you compare that way, I think it's a phenomenal passing score. Out of 100 people, 40 people are passing who are well prepared. In my experience, I've seen about 25 to 30 people who take the exam haven't prepared well. They're writing the exam क्योंकि पैसे भर दिए. At least 20-25 people like that. So let's assume 20 people. So 100 बच्चे exam दे रहे हैं. There are 20 of them who paid fees, did not give time to prepare or did not prepare for whatever reason. Now CFA allows deferral. So एक बार deferral भी करके हो चुका है. तो ये 20 वैसे भी आपकी कंपटीशन कभी थे ही नहीं. There were 80 legit people who were competing. 40 of them are passing. That's a 50% passing score. I think that makes it a very, very easy exam to pass. You just have to be smarter than the guy sitting next to you, right? It's that simple. But yeah, your question was, should you or should you not take a decision based on level of difficulty? I think that's not the right way to think. Because who are we to tell them कि boss तेरी you don't have that skill, या तू दिमाग वाला नहीं है, या तू ये नहीं है, so तू CFA मत कर. क्योंकि अगर कोई मेरे को देखता 10 स्टैंडर्ड में तो मेरे को तो बोलता कि बिल्कुल सोचना भी मत कि तू CFA या CA करना. So I think we are not, it should not be a decision based on मैं कर पाऊँगा या नहीं. It should be a decision based on whether I think I would enjoy this.
Okay.
ठीक है. बट इसमें दिक्कत क्या होता है कि आप 19-20 साल के लड़के हो या लड़की हो, you don't know whether I'm going to enjoy this or not, right? And that's because I went to a few people asking for career advices and everyone told me कि जो पसंद आता है वो कर. But ये है ना कि how do you know what do I like? You don't know that. So I think the key is to experiment. If you feel you're logical person, you're inquisitive. Inquisitive means पंचायती बोलते हैं ना उसको कि ये ऐसे क्यों है, ये वैसे क्यों है. Then I think finance in general is a good career. So that CFA then becomes a good starting point. और कैसे करना है? If it's difficult, you put in more time. And in fact, if it's difficult, it's good because then not everyone else is CFA. So at times you don't want a career that's too easy because then everyone else is doing what you're doing, so उसका value नहीं है.
Going back to the data point you mentioned कि 40% पास होते हैं, do you have any idea around statistic globally, क्योंकि global exam है, is it skewed in terms of Chinese ज़्यादा पास होते हैं या बाकी के पढ़ाकू लोग in any culture?
Yeah, I don't think that database is released.
Okay.
And I shouldn't comment, but I know our desi Indian बच्चे, right? And no matter what exam is, we know how to pass. क्योंकि ये CA जैसे एग्ज़ाम पास करते हैं, और जहाँ पे CA पास करना इज सो डिफ़िकल्ट आदित्य, क्योंकि एक तो आपको 500-600 पेज की बुक रटना है, ठीक है, मोस्ट ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट्स इन थियोरी. ऊपर से दैट होल ग्रेडिंग प्रोसेस इज सो ग्रे, बिकॉज वीव ऑल हर्ड द स्टोरीज की अच्छा पेपर गया, और जैसे मेरा पेपर अच्छा नहीं गया था, आई होप दे डोंट रिसाइन माई सर्टिफिकेट, बट आई ऑनेस्टली फील आई डिडंट डिजर्व टू बी ए CA.
ओके.
मैं ऐसे बहुत ही तुक्केबाजी में पेपर लिखा था, मैं पास हो गया, और मेरा सबसे वीक सब्जेक्ट था अकाउंटिंग, जिसमें मेरे को थोड़ा मतलब एग्जामिशन टाइप से भी ज़्यादा मार्क्स आ गए, और जो मेरा सबसे स्ट्रॉन्ग सब्जेक्ट था फाइनेंस, उसमें मेरे को एकदम कम मार्क्स आए. तो CA ग्रेडिंग प्रोसेस इज अ लिटिल ग्रे बॉक्स, राइट? So if people can pass CA, I think Indians can pass. I don't see that being a big challenge.
Okay, nice. Coming to next question. Now I've been with Fintry for last 5 years or so.
Which is not a good thing.
But on and off.
It's a 2.5 year course, so you should be in and out in 2.5 years.
Yeah. But ऐसा है कि I have observed one thing कि काफ़ी अपग्रेडेशन चलते रहता है LMS पे in terms of student offering and all other products you have in place. लेकिन what next as an educator you are seeing in the space happening that is exciting, specifically towards AI or anything else coming into picture?
Yeah. See, I mean, I feel like we haven't leveraged technology as well as we could. There's still, I mean, obviously you've seen changes. It's both. One is tech, but it's also the method through which you make people learn. I think that I'm a big believer of experimenting and figuring out. So last 15 years, let's say if I'm doing 3 or 4 batches a year, so 60 batches कर लिए, every batch I do some experiment.
Okay.
कुछ ना कुछ तो एक अलग करके कि अच्छा ये किया तो क्या होता है, how do people learn. So इस बार भी हम लोग कर रहे हैं. So what we're doing now is we're doing this weekly test which we've been doing for some time. Then we're mapping the results, but we're showing only names of the topper people who like are there, and the ones who are not writing the test, I've built a new team at Fintry. We call them student success team. My ambition is that size of this team should be bigger than size of the counselors or sales guys. And these guys are just picking up the phone and shamelessly calling the ones who are not writing the test. कभी-कभी बच्चे इरिटेट होकर हमको गाली देते हैं कि it's like for them they are busy in their office या कोई जिम में, और Fintry से फ़ोन चला जाता है. But we tell them आपने टेस्ट नहीं लिखा, right? And we feel like that nudge, is helping them to write a little bit, do a little bit better. So we've done a lot of experiment that ways. And now we feel like at least the classroom structure, the learning environment, we've reached to a level where it's good in terms of quality and everything else. Tech needs to be worked on. And according to me, the big next thing that, or maybe a big thing that educators haven't leveraged on as much is peer-to-peer learning. Right? Tech could be a tool to leverage on that, but हम सोचो बचपन से जब कोई क्लास में बैठते थे, टीचर कुछ अपना ज्ञान दे रहा है, बट एवरी टाइम वी गेट स्टक, विल टॉक टू द गाय गर्ल नेक्स्ट टू अस, इज लाइक क्या बोला, और यू मिस अ कैलकुलेटर स्टेप एंड यू वुड बी लाइक अच्छा ये क्या किया बता. So there's a lot of learning that happens when students sit together and discuss. I wish if there is some tech-based solution that allows people to leverage on this peer-to-peer learning. I think if someone could build something in tech around this, that would make life very easy. It also solves the motivation problem. जैसे आपको मेरे को साथ में मिलके पढ़ाई करना है ना, एंड देन आई विल टीच यू वॉट एवर आई अंडरस्टैंड वेल. इन दैट प्रोसेस ऑफ टीचिंग यू मैं अच्छा सीखेगा. You teach me whatever you understand well, you will learn better, and then we keep on pushing each other, right? So if that kind of tool be built, I think that would work out really well. Or फिर ChatGPT वगैरह तो है ही, all those things are happening, and technology will democratize itself. It always does. So initially, big guys will come up with some fancy tech products. People like you and me, at least people like me, who probably don't have a lot of tech prowess, we'll have to wait and see what they're doing. But eventually, the tech will be democratized. Right? So eventually then we'll have some products that all of us can use and benefit.
Yeah. So on these lines, actually, physics वाला की अभी एक news आई थी कि they are trying with like playing around with some AI models, which lifetime track करते हैं where you are facing difficulty.
हाँ.
उस टाइम स्टैम्प पे लेक्चर में यू गेट टू पिन पॉइंट और उसका एक एडिशनल एक्सप्लेनेशन फिर आपको दिया जाता है व्हिच इज मोर सिंपलीफाइड. दैट इज वन थिंग दे आर वर्किंग ऑन. बट या इंटरेस्टिंग टाइम्स है.
कितना इफेक्टिव है ना, क्योंकि see a lot of tech you see is just a fancy tech, right? Effectiveness is a function of how much वो बच्चा कितना यूज कर रहा है. But we'll get to know in a few years.
True. Awesome. आते हैं अभी अगले सेगमेंट पे, दैट इज एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. तो हमने देखा कि आप बनिया फैमिली से आते हो, तो घर में ऐसा कल्चर था कि बिजनेस ही करना है, और वाज देयर हेजिटेशन अराउंड डूइंग जॉब?
नहीं, ऐसे कुछ नहीं था यार. मेरे डैड जॉब करते थे. ही इज नॉट ही डजंट हैव एंटरप्रेन्योर टाइप ऑफ, ही इज अ प्रॉपर जॉब एंड लाइक very everything in place, no unnecessary risk type of guy. My mother is more entrepreneurial types. So there was no compulsion. I could choose whatever I wanted. But yeah, having seen, क्योंकि मैं बचपन से दुकान चलाता था, so having seen business right from being a kid became a little easier to take the decision. और पहले मेरा ये था कि नौकरी नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि वो एक व्हेन यू आर यंग यू हैव दैट थिंग नो कि किसी का सुनना नहीं है, राइट? यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड दैट कि आई डोंट वांट एनीवन्स ऑर्डर एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. बट एक्चुअली लाइक एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर आपको 1000 लोगों से सुनना पड़ता है. बिकॉज लाइक व्हेन यू हैव अ जॉब, आपको 1 या 2 लोग गाली दे रहे हैं. बट एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर things go wrong. We saw the Zomato thing. Right? Did you see like last couple of days?
कौन सा बार?
Zomato.
Oh, Deepinder Goyal.
Green
वाला.
Green T-shirt and all that, right?
Pure
to
veg
pull back. Yeah, I mean, you have to be very humble and सुन के तो लेना ही पड़ेगा, no matter what. It's just that I think it gives you opportunity to create value the way you feel you can create value, right? You can live to your own full potential. And that's what I see what entrepreneurship does.
Okay. मेरा भी अभी लाइक फॉर 2 months into entrepreneurship now, बस रोज उठ के प्रॉब्लम्स जो है आई एम प्रीटी मच टेकिंग केयर ऑफ दोज. बट या इवेंचुअली आई लव द प्रोसेस, सो आई एम बिट कंफर्टेबल ऑन दिस एंड रादर देन वर्किंग. तो कैन रिलेट ऑन दैट एंड.
No, you do great here. You do good, I'm sure. I mean, you've been a great student and you're not a Baniya. I mean, you were not born as a Baniya, but you have Baniya-like behavioral characteristics.
Okay.
So you would be all right.
Cool. So coming to your business ventures other than Fintry, 2 मुझे पता है, एक है Study Cubes और दूसरा है Learning Potato.
उतना ही है.
Okay, and so how those ideas came into picture? What was your vision, और क्या चल रहा है अभी उन businesses के साथ?
कोई vision वगैरह ऐसे नहीं था. I used to study in a library. मैं यहाँ पे मतलब I have always studied in libraries. My favorite library used to be Jaikar in Pune University. Okay. Government की library है. Everything about that library is great. I mean, you have British time furniture and all of that stuff. I don't know if they still have it. But बाहर जब मैं कभी लाइब्रेरी में पढ़ता था तो बहुत गंदे होते थे कि फर्नीचर ठीक नहीं है, बाथरूम साफ नहीं है. So I used to feel like I should have a library which I as a student would have liked. So that was the idea. We never thought of it as scaling up या इसको बहुत बड़ा करना है. Like let's build something that's good, that we would have liked. And मैं इनफैक्ट मेरा ये भी था कि मैं खुद भी जाके पढ़ूंगा वहाँ पे जब मैंने शुरू किया था फर्स्ट वाला. So So we started one in Sadashivpet somewhere. Uh, that worked out well. So second, third, ऐसे हमने कुछ branches खोले. But the problem we realized with running that business is you have to find a optimal point of what, because running that business needs certain economies of scale, right? Because you have certain fixed cost. It's similar to this co-working kind of setup.
Yes.
So there are certain fixed cost and certain variable cost. So fixed cost आपको divide करना है across the number of sellable inventory you have. And the problem with building that optimal scale is always higher. And problem with building that optimal scale is the moment you build something, the new supply will come in the market, right? And then they will try to disrupt your pricing because they're starting new. और इंडिया में क्या है कि there are a lot of these properties which people own, जो उनका खुद का property है. Then they start businesses like these in their own properties where they don't have to pay rental. So they have the ability to underprice themselves for some time because that fixed cost is not there on your income statement.
Right.
So that's when we realized that there is a challenge in scaling up this model further. So we stopped at where we are. So I think we have 7 or 8 of them. That's where they are.
And coming to Learning Potato.
Learning Potato was my personal thing. The thinking was this, that like every now and then as a teacher, you come across a student where you feel it's difficult to teach this kid in a classroom because their learning style is different than most of the other kids that you see. ऐसे होगा आपको भी अभी आप पढ़ा रहे हो तो. For people like this, even now when I get these phone calls, how to study, I have these issues. At times, you need someone sitting with you and asking you कि अच्छा तू बता तू कैसे सोच रहा है इसके बारे में. So I can help you fix that, the flaw in your thought process so you learn faster. Right? You need that. So that was the whole idea, that you get one-on-one tutor. We started with that. And I think it's been 3, 4, 5 years, I guess now. We're doing all right there. We're doing, I'm not involved much. I just attend one meeting annually, so I'm not participating in it actively.
But मैं मयूरेश
के
पोस्ट पढ़ता हूँ LinkedIn पे.
Meuresh runs it, and he's running it really well because he's a top-notch execution guy. He's really on the grounds, running the execution. And I think we built a good name for ourselves in that micro niche market.
Okay.
You'd be surprised you can get a good quality home tutor to teach your kids more or less at the same price at which you can probably sign up a fancy class.
Yeah.
Maybe a 10 or 20% higher price. And it's a very interesting proposition because if you think student perspective, there is someone who is responsible to teach you.
Right.
From a teacher perspective, there are a lot of these people who feel like I want to teach, but मेरे पास दिन का सिर्फ 2 ही घंटा है because मेरी job है या मेरा ये है, but मेरे को दिन का 1 घंटा पढ़ाना है. So we just became a platform where we started allowing to meet these people with each other. But again, the problem with this is scalability, right? Because it needs, the only way to scale this is to build tech, and that's what we're working on next.
Oh, amazing. क्योंकि वही मतलब some few days back when I was thinking कि किस लेवल तक इसको स्केल कर पाएंगे, and I eventually realized जितना ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन है उतने ज़्यादा challenges है when it comes to scaling.
No, this model is highly scalable, but we didn't want to run it like other edtech guys where you scale first and then you worry about product quality later.
That's
so
the point.
Last 4 or 5 years has been phenomenal learning in terms of understanding what are the pain points of the parents. क्या तकलीफ होती है, which are the type of people who would want or benefit from service like this. So all those pieces are sorted. So now we know how to design a product, how to deliver the product. Now we just want to scale it up further.
Nice. Last question in the entrepreneurship segment. आज आपको अगर कोई blank check दे दे और बोले कि do you want to start your own business, तो आप कौन सा business start करोगे?
With an intention of making money? और ऐसा कुछ नहीं, anything.
Anything, yeah, up to you.
What I will do with my time is I will teach.
Okay.
Okay, so even if, for example, I have 1 0 extra in my, or 2 zeros or 3 zeros extra in my bank account, I will still pretty much do the same thing that I'm doing, which I'll teach. In terms of which business, I think then I would probably sit, then my thought process, I'll tell you, I'll try and think how can I use this money where I can solve some real tangible problem that we're facing. So that would be my approach. So I don't know what that business is, but maybe some problem that all of us have, and which is a big enough problem. Those problems I'll try to solve.
Okay, nice. On the philanthropic end, a bit.
Not necessarily philanthropic. It could still be a business. I mean,
Okay.
If we end up going to Mars, it's going to be a large business. It could be philanthropic or it could not be, but some problem that I think capitalism is the best way to solve problem, right? Because the kind of efficiency you have when you're expecting or chasing profits, that wouldn't arise if you're not chasing profits. So you're more efficient that way. But the end goal should not to build, another Me Too bank or another Me Too, brokerage, because there are already too many people trying to do that. But to build probably something that would solve some sort of a problems. अब मेरे को पता नहीं है बट वो क्या है, बट मैं ऐसे सोचूंगा, एटलीस्ट ढूंढने की कोशिश करूंगा.
Okay. मैं actually interestingly there's this segment called blended finance जो भी आ रहा है, I mean 2-3 years in, जहाँ पे काफ़ी वेस्टर्न पैसा आ रहा है, रॉकफेलर फाउंडेशन एंड अदर, which are actually targeting what you just said. एक इकोनॉमिक मॉडल बनना चाहिए बट दैट इज सॉल्विंग सम प्रॉब्लम फॉर द पीपल.
No, I mean, see, so even within ESG space, or I don't know if you know this, there's this thing called CSR. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
So almost all the large companies, they have to spend about 2% of their profits on some social activities. So for some of the companies, that 2% of profit could run into hundreds of crores.
Yeah.
So there are legit consultants in the market who basically help these firms optimize their spending. Right?
Yes.
Even in terms of figuring out कि मैं कौन से NGO को पैसा दूँ. And these guys care a lot.
Yeah.
In terms of how the money is being utilized, and it should be.
Yeah. Even so, my elective, even when I was at IIM Lucknow, तो impact investing करके elective था, that which I had taken. और we had CSR folks coming in, they were teaching us frameworks के reach versus depth आप target करते हो. उसके बाद एक IRIS framework है, which is new in the market.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
so that's a body of knowledge by itself in terms of क्या करना है.
Yes, coming to most exciting part now, as an investor. So as we were discussing, आप wealth management कर रहे थे, उसके बाद you are an investor yourself. So initially, any memorable event from your investing days you would like to share in terms of making huge profit, huge loss?
Generally, I think huge losses ही याद रहता है, क्योंकि profit तो खर्चा हो गया आपका. Yeah, I've made blunders. I've made a lot of blunders. I think the first blunder was 2008.
8 crisis.
क्योंकि वो 5, 6, 7 वाला बुल मार्केट था. I was a student then. तो मेरा एक दोस्त CA छोड़ के सब ब्रोकर बन गया था.
Okay.
Very smart move. Because he made crazy money in that bull market. फिर वो उसका he was trying to convince me कि तू भी छोड़, तू भी ब्रोकर बन जा, हम दोनों साथ में करते हैं. So I was very involved in that whole process, but luckily I didn't quit then. So I used to do a lot of stupid trading in those days, which made some money, which I used to think कि मैंने अपने दम पे बनाया, but now you kind of know. I think I lost a lot of that money with some wrong stocks around 2008, 2009. Then the mistake then was कि market गिरने के बाद बिल्कुल ही बंद कर दिया. Because the idea is those are the times when you want to really be buying aggressively, but मैं डर गया कि मेरा सब स्टूडेंट के लिए इतना पैसा गया तो काफ़ी टेंशन आ गया. Then I started buying again couple of years later. But initial few years I was reading very heavily those, Ben Graham, margin of safety और वो सब Seth Klarman वाला. So I always used to search एकदम सस्ते वाले स्टॉक कि मैं, एंड वो सीए दिमाग में चलता है तो बुक वैल्यू वो सब चीज़ें, बैलेंस शीट देखो, ये देखो. दो स्टॉक्स नेवर मेड मी मनी. So I made a lot of blunders. I lost a lot of money betting my money on, I remember Punjab National Bank. उसका कुछ क्राइसिस हो गया था, वो स्टॉक गिर रहा था, and I thought गिर गया है तो खरीदते हैं. Made a lot of losses there. Yeah, these are some of the moments to remember.
So interestingly आपको नॉट श्योर आपको याद होगा, मैंने एक क्लास के बाद आपको आके पूछा था कि सर व्हाट इज लेफ्ट टेल स्ट्रैटेजी, एंड यू एक्सप्लेन कि अंडर परफॉर्मिंग कचरा जो रहता है यू कैन परचेज दैट. और एज एन एक्सपेरिमेंट मैंने ऑलमोस्ट 3 साल पहले वो ट्राई किया. सो देयर वर दिस स्टॉक्स, एक था सुज़लॉन एनर्जी, एक था येस बैंक, and Vodafone Idea. I had some random cash lying around, bulk में उठा लिया. I'm like, I'm not going to look at it. But couple of months back मैं अभी regularly check नहीं करता, but it was north of 65-70% return. And has worked out well.
That's good, no? Then.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't do that anymore actually. Yeah.
But it brings on a very curious question के जो effortful portfolio है जहाँ पे मैंने research डाला, screens लगाए, invest किया, that hasn't made that much profit as compared to this left tail one.
That's because you're in a bull market, and that's what I'm saying. Your returns are not yours. वो market का return है. You're in a bull market. Bull market में यही सब चलता है. Plus probably 2-3 years is also not a good time frame for you to. That's the good thing and bad thing about equity investing, right? It takes, if you're a contrarian and you're taking long term bets, कभी-कभी 5-6 साल लग जाता है समझने में कि आपका thought process सही था या नहीं था. So in the long run, and see the problem with that type of investing is you're betting on the fact कि stock सस्ता है ना, कुछ गड़बड़ है तो ठीक हो जाएगा. So either market sees that optimism like what you're saying, or the company actually gets okay. If you have the belief, you do it. Otherwise, you shouldn't. What I try to do now is simple 15 to 20 stocks, good businesses, longevity, decent valuation. I think that for me works out reasonably well.
Okay. So doubling down on what you just said, lot of students हम जब डिस्कस करते थे, we are curious around what should be our, let's say, thought process around selecting a stock. एक जो बहुत कॉमन मैंने अनयूजुअल बिलियनर करके बुक है सौरभ मुखर्जी की, उससे मैंने कुछ फिल्टर्स उठाए थे एंड आई प्रीटी मच फॉलोड दैट इनिशियली. बट नोइंग व्हाट यू नो राइट नाउ, इज देयर एनी बेटर फ्रेमवर्क और एनीथिंग दैट यू फॉलो स्पेसिफिकली व्हाइल शॉर्टलिस्टिंग अ स्टॉक?
Yeah, it's so difficult to put this into a crystal framework. I have a mental thought model. So what I've been trying to do now for the last few years is my first criteria is to look for longevity of the business. Okay, so उसके लिए एक simple test है कि if you buy some business and then let's say you go for a deep sleep for 10 years.
Okay.
और अब 10 साल के बाद उठे तो क्या धंधा तब भी रहेगा, and will they be doing good? And now no one knows, but do you feel with reasonable certainty that they will remain there? So that's my test number 1 today, longevity. And then of course corporate governance and all of that stuff comes in. I am lately for last 7-8 years I've started chasing companies which can compound profit at about 26% per annum. This thing I've learned listening to a few guys. So 26% profit compounding per annum basically means 3 साल में आपकी profit double. So if 3 साल में आपकी profit double and if you're able to grow your profitability at that level, there's a good chance आपका multiple भी कुछ ना कुछ level पे compound होएगा. Assuming you're buying at decent entry points, which in today's market is tough. So that I feel like is a formula that you can double your money every 3 years. But let's say 3 साल में नहीं होता है तो 4 साल में डबल कर लिया, 5 साल में कर लिया. So अपने 5 साल में पैसा डबल किया, you're making about 14% per annum. If you double your money in 3 years, you're making 26%. So now what I search for companies is whether they have the levers in place where they can grow at revenue at about 15-20%, and then there are some leverages, operating leverages built in that will allow the profit to grow at 26.
Okay.
So as a beginner, it's tough. It takes time. And there are multiple ways of skinning a cat. जैसे आपने बोला कि मैंने सुजलॉन लिया पैसे बनाया. So there are a lot of different ways in which you can make money. Everyone needs to figure out their own style and then have to have that conviction in their own style.
Okay.
उसके लिए पढ़ाई करो बस और कुछ नहीं.
Fair enough. Coming to next question, अभी market outlook पे आते हैं. This is personally what I am looking forward to now. At a cap level, mid cap, small cap, large cap, and secondly at a sector level, do you have any strong opinion in terms of picking up good securities, products to invest in?
Yeah. See, I think more or less my preferred area of investment is the small to mid caps, mostly towards the small cap. And right now, small caps looks expensive. Like no matter where you look, in general, it's expensive. Like so, what I would do is, like, at least when I practice with my own money as a discipline is, I would keep on buying every month, no matter what. So my buying in equities every month has to continue. Whether markets are too expensive, too cheap, Piria, Tuglia, kuch bhi ho kya, you have to buy every month. But what to buy within that month, that I change a little bit depending on how I perceive the markets to be. So within my portfolio, there are some stocks which are really expensive, but I'm not selling them because now my sell discipline does not involve selling the overvalued stock. So if there's a stock that I bought and it's a little overvalued, I will not sell it. Because that's almost like going against the momentum. That's a different pocket. But what I'm doing is those pockets within my portfolio where I feel stocks are still okayish, valuation point, and buying more of it. But in general, if there is a fresh money coming in the bucket now, I think I would refrain from putting everything in small caps at this moment.
Okay.
In terms of what buys, what sectors, I would do sectoral themes. See, in general, I feel that we are in a structural bull market for next 20 odd years. We had a bull market for last. See, if you look at last 10-15 years, we've had so many crises, right? So I started my flirting with market when we were at 2006-07 bull market. फिर 2008 हम देखा. That was my first experience bear market. Bear market क्या होता है? Very scary, right? Because everything was falling. And then after that we had that. If you remember, we had the European crisis, right? PIX crisis, vulnerability. So that was overhang on Indian markets for some time. We kept on having this issue. There was this P-note issue. That there was a slump in the market with small caps, which would look at have small cap. Despite this, people who remained disciplined and kept on investing, kept on making money. A simple way to think about this is just, the per capita income we see that is growing, right? So we have about $3,000 type of a range right now. Everyone says कि 3,000 से 10,000 जाता है तो पैसा तगड़ा बनकर है ना. But anecdotal evidence that I have is मैं भी कुछ टाइम पहले बाइक राइड पे किचन करने गया था. वहाँ पे मेरे को 7 बजे आया.
हिचल करेंगे. Okay.
Maybe it was on the highway, so maybe highway के लिए बनाया ना. But हिचल करेंगे को 7 बजे 300-400 रुपये ऑफ आते हैं. Now, they wouldn't build a coffee store thinking that people will come and consume only once. They would build it thinking that, okay, there will be at least some people who would come and buy this regularly. And so, then there is this, if you've heard, there is this very fancy salons in Kolhapur.
Okay.
That they'll charge you 1,500 to 1,000 rupees for a haircut. सोलापुर में मैं अभी बीच में बाइक राइड गया था, पुष्कर में आए मैकन गाय वो फलाफल का दुकान चलाता है फलाफल some Lebanese food. He had his stock portfolio. So if you see what's happening is slowly that penetration of money in Indian market, and of course there are some people who become ultra rich, but in general everyone is getting some benefit, is some population happening. When that happens, discretionary spending increases. तो पहले एक आदमी जो सोचता है कि शायद मैं एक पीस स्लीपर लेता हूँ, मे बी नाउ दे थिंक कि मैं एक बाटा की चप्पल ले लूँ. It's all that premiumization will come into play, and this will keep on happening for next 50-20 years, no matter what. So the name of the game is to believe in the guest story, remain invested. And then that's what I would be doing as long as I'm capable of doing. This could depend, keep on buying as much as you can, and just have belief in the markets in the country. India has money everywhere, man. I say this all the time. There's money on the street. You just need to go and take it out. And we are lucky to be living in this age. Because I'm sure आज से 50 साल बाद जैसे there is a generation, like I don't know what they call it, silent generation. These guys lived the Great Depression. आज भी हम लोग उनके बारे में बोलते हैं कि वो बेचारे थे. And they had to live through that. So their entire life was about conserving money. I think our generation, I don't know what, it should be called the bull market generation, because we would get to live this 20-30 years every year. Best time in the country.
Okay, that sounds fascinating. ये actually I pretty much echo एक blog पढ़ रहा था where consumption of biscuits correlate with what stage a country is in right now. और हमारा जो data observe हुआ था prior to 2008 where biscuits like Parle G and Tiger were at the top, फिर slowly shift हुआ towards biscuits like Good Day, semi-aspirational. And if we talk about last 5 years, we have moved towards biscuits like Oreo and milk, कोई milk moist या milk made है, which is at the top right now, highest selling biscuit in DMart, which is again quite expensive as compared to Parle-G and Good Day. So that kind of narrates where we are
people
going.
make money. You see that everywhere. इंडिया देखना है ना गाँव में. तो मेरे को जाके ये होता है कि मैं जल्दी अपना मोटरसाइकिल लेके निकलता हूँ. You're not necessarily stopping always at fancy places, right? कभी आप कहीं किले पे बैठे चाय दे रहे हो, you have that conversation. You realize that and credit to the government, it can phenomenal work, right? Because money is actually reaching in the right hands in most of the cases. These people have access to money when they have aspirations, right? And that's what economy is. I mean, everyone has to feel optimistic कि हाँ मेरा ठीक चल रहा है लाइफ है, बिकॉज वहाँ से ही खर्चा होता है ना कि मैं घर कब खरीदूंगा. नॉट दैट आई मेड गुड मनी इन द पास्ट, राइट? आई फील ऑप्टिमिस्टिक कि मैं पैसा बनाऊंगा. बट ऑप्टिमिज्म इज देयर इन द कंट्री.
Nice. Coming to still, मैंने top 3 sectors निकाले थे कि EV, artificial intelligence, and there was one more that is sustainable or renewable energy, which is being like top in terms of buzzing or trending sectors. इसमें do you have any pick or any recommendation as such?
I mean, let's talk about stocks, both on the speed and drum. Yeah, talk on stocks. But yeah, I think thematically, see, I generally don't chase themes, but one theme that I chased was I was noticing that India is building a lot of these 10 crore pati people. I don't know what was the right word for that.
Okay.
A lot of these people who either land startups or businesses, जो पहले इंडिया में 1 करोड़ का एस्पिरेशन होगा ना, वो दैट मे बी नाउ इज मूव टू दैट 10 करोड़ है पर पॉकेट. वैसे बहुत स्प्रेड हो गए. And that, if you look at the income tax, and then to evaluate, we downloaded this income tax tape and we looked at how many people are filing return score that 1 crore income. The number has grown phenomenally. I think that number, if my memory serves me well, was growing at 30-35% per annum. Number of people earning more than 1 crore.
Okay.
So ये जो cream pata hai, this is only 1%, less than 1% of India's population. ये लोग जाके discretionary खर्चा करेंगे. So these guys will buy your Mercedes, BMW, and they will buy fancy houses. But a lot of these people will also buy, stuff like watches and fashion brands and, those kind of things. Especially also because now that popularity of gold in certain segment of market is reducing. So you look for alternative avenues where that money would be spent. So that is the only theme which I chose theme first and then stopped second. Otherwise, I'm always stopped first, theme second.
Okay. Coming to, yeah.
EV will EV, I think EV will pick up. But my guess is EV में like the whole automobile space, I think in a few years' time can become a very software-oriented industry rather than hardware-oriented. So it's very difficult to figure out which player will do it for that. So kind of refrain from playing the big claims and not play defense. I don't go public sector anything. So I have a big list of what I do not go. क्योंकि मेरे को समझता नहीं और मेरे को करना भी नहीं लगता. I have a very narrow list of what I'm going to do.
ओके ईवी का एक्चुअली एक इंटरेस्टिंग इंसाइट था मेरे पास. सो अराउंड एन ईयर एंड हाफ अगो आई वाज वर्किंग विद अ वीसी बेस्ड आउट ऑफ सिंगापुर. इंटर्नशिप चल रहा था ड्यूरिंग MBA. आउट ऑफ एवरी 10 डेक्स आई थिंक 3 डेक्स ईवी के ही रहते थे. 10 decks, I mean pitch decks we used to get. And so at some point we just decided, okay, we're going to park everything. We brought in a consultant or he just gave a bottom line answer ke right now the market is so fragmented. Everyone is just importing and setting up their assembly line. 10 years down the line when the big players will kind of consolidate the market कि अभी out of 20-30 players 5 ही बचेंगे and they will run the market. उस time पे शायद invest करना would be a more safer and logical bet rather than going in right now.
It will be safer, but तब बड़ा पैसा नहीं बनेगा.
हाँ, that part is there.
Yeah, अभी शायद बड़ा पैसा बन सकता है if you bet on some R&D guys and see, I don't think you'd make big money betting on some automobile brand. Especially for a VC, right? But if you bet on some R&D guy, they actually come up with something, maybe the money can be different. Then again, who do you bet on?
That's also a question. Coming to next, in terms of investing in general, we have observed that most of the spotlight is on equity market. Partly maybe mutual fund ads or maybe partly YouTubers to blame. But काफ़ी सारे products है which are non-equity.
Why do you want to blame?
Rather blame, I would say credit. Maybe credit goes to these guys. But again, there are a lot of products which are quite capable in terms of delivering that much return.
Which ones?
Maybe not equal level cause risk return वो आ ही जाता है relation में. But let's say REITs or let's say commodities which are again MCX का index पकड़ ले बाकी की चीज़ें which are not that much in spotlight. So anything we are potentially missing out on which experts like you are tracking?
I'm looking at that there. Most of the equities that are so see I'm always fall in equities with my reversal man. And I feel to me personally, that's the only way I feel like money can be made. Pare invest in, at least I can make because Nico watches understand. Buying equities is like buying business. So it's in a way good that equities are getting popular. India mein stock market participation number is less than 10%. Less than 10% of the population is participating in the financial market, especially equity space.
Okay.
In some of the developed countries, that number could be north of 50%. Right? And so if you think about it, equities crazy, तो आप क्या bet रहे हो? You're basically betting कि companies like Starbucks, right, which is the Taka Coffee joint venture, these guys will go to the work office. या relax होकर चक्कर ज़्यादा बैठिएगा, पार्ट है चक्कर ज़्यादा पिकेगा. So I feel like everyone should participate in equities. Because when the country is growing, you also become part in that growth process. So we never took बहुत पैसा ना बाकी. There's a lot of money. Still, old money in India is chasing real estate, gold, right? हमारे parents को वही पता है ना. So a lot of that money will eventually fall into equities. REITs, yeah, fine. I mean, REIT, in my opinion, is a hybrid play between real estate and equities. Because they have some long term they behave like real estate, short term they behave like equities. But doesn't excite me, right? Because the whole model is कि मैं आपसे पैसा लेके showroom सब मस्त में हम हाईवे लूँगा, right? So I learn from whatever these I get, whatever rentals I get, and some capital appreciation. So that is not exciting. और क्या बोला आपके commodities? So I generally don't do commodities, but commodities also you can play through equity markets. Yeah. Yes, वो लोग crazy क्या आपको चाहिए तो. और बस क्या गया फिर आप. I think one good opportunity for HNI segment of client is private markets. Both private debt and private credit, equally both the spaces are doing good. तो वहाँ पे पैसा भी बहुत गया है. अब अगर सेवी का वो डेटा फुल दे कोई वेबसाइट पर लिस्ट आता है वो अमाउंट्स के साथ. सो दैट नंबर इज अबाउट इक्विटी आई थिंक all the pattern is about 8 lakh crore or something like that. We used to be around, we started in early 30s, so it's been a decade. So the money is grown in private market for long.
वर्थ ट्रैकिंग. वो एक्साइटमेंट है मुझे. एंड वाइल वर्किंग विथ VC, हाँ, एंड वाइल वर्किंग विथ VC आई गॉट हैंड्स ऑन एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ एनालाइजिंग, बट उतना भी एपेटाइट है नहीं. मे बी इवेंचुअली आई विल बिल्ड. एंड but yeah, I think ultra HNIs and HNIs के लिए it's a good space.
Yeah, it makes sense if you understand how to go about it. Yeah, and a lot of these guys have advisors, you know, ultra HNIs take time, and unfortunately a lot of mis-selling also happens. So but please be careful.
Cool. Coming to the most exciting part of the podcast, coming to your travel and biker persona. So you shared, I think, couple of stories right now, Ichalkaranji and other places. But what would be your most memorable trip as a biker or in general?
Most memorable trip.
And one thing, you know, I kind of push a lot of my students to travel क्योंकि मैंने personally भी किया है. Fortunate enough, even out of India. तो I try to sell the story कि यार traveling से as a maturity level and दुनिया को देखने का एक नज़रिया बदलता है थोड़ा. Maybe you are able to see things through a level deeper. But what would be even your pitch? Let's say if someone's asking, should you travel or why should you travel?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if I have the most memorable trip. I think, yeah, the one after COVID was probably most memorable क्योंकि वो almost 1-1.5 साल की जेल थी. कोविड सेकेंड वेव के बाद मैं निकला था. सेकेंड वेव के बाद निकला था पूना से हिमाचल मोटरसाइकिल तक. तो वो जिस दिन वो, और मेरे को डर ये था कि हिमाचल बॉर्डर क्रॉसली करने लगे क्योंकि the rules were very confusing online. The rules used to change every week. तो by the time I left, रूल्स वर डिफरेंट और मेरे को पहुँचते क्योंकि मैं काम करते करते जा रहा था. सो आई वॉज राइडिंग फॉर 2-3 days, देन कोटी का मेरे प्लेस एंड वर्किंग फॉर 2-3 days. मेरे को पहुँचते हुए हफ्ता 10 दिन हो गया. सो रूल्स हुए बेस. सो मेरे को बता कि वो ऊना बॉर्डर तक शायद बढ़िया क्रॉस करते रहता है, क्यों जाने देगा ही दिखा देगा. सो आई थिंक आई वेंट टू द बॉर्डर एंड फैक्ट आई आस्क्ड सम क्वेश्चंस. They were like, okay, fine, go. And then I was almost in tears. I don't know why it's so stupid. So when I was getting my channel, like now like it's sorted. Because don't buy any works. That was nice. Why to travel? That's a good question. Yeah, you were right. You get perspective on things. I mean, I travel because I just feel like it's a lot of fun. It also puts you in discomfort a lot of times when you're traveling. Okay, not everything is, you know, nice and rosy to encounter hiccups. You have to solve problems yourself. You meet a lot of interesting people along the way usually, so there's a lot of learning and happiness come there. To a lot of people I know, travel is like the first priority in their hierarchy of things, even before career.
Oh.
The first life में क्या करना है तो मेरे को travel करना है. I was recently traveling somewhere. I became friends with this guy. He used to work in some chemical space के लिए था. Job छोड़ के it's the 9 महीने से travel कर रहा है. Kind of conversation we had was like, I had this much of saving and I think I can travel for 5 more months. But to a lot of people, travel is like the first priority in life.
Interesting. But yeah, with that note, I think we had a really wholesome conversation today.
Yeah, I had great fun talking to you.
So I'm glad. Thank you so much for joining us today.
For
Yes, I'm super confident that our viewers loved this. If you have any recommendation, anything you'd like to highlight, please use the comment section. As usual, I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.